Anybody else hot? Seems a little warm in here, but first I'd like to congratulate this year's class of inductees. It's quite an honor to be with such a group, especially two guys from Southwest Missouri that I consider mentors, Coach Jenkins, Coach Keltner, coaching friends, and honored to be inducted the same year as you two. It's quite a privilege. I'd like to thank Denny Hunt and the MBCA for selecting me. It's quite an honor. I feel blessed. I feel very fortunate to be in a group with such a storied group of people. It's an honor that any coach would want. Unbelievable feeling for me. Coach Hunt called me. The Final Four was this year in Atlanta. The last time the Final Four was in Atlanta, I ended up there with Coach Hunt, and I thought that's what he was calling me about. And then he gave me the news, and I was actually in shock. But what a great phone call. Got off the phone, called my wife. So excited. Went and found my son, who's at high school, and told him. My wife shared with my daughter. And that night, go home, talking to him about it. They have all these questions. You know, when's it going to be announced? And I'm like, you know, I don't know. I just talked to Coach Hunt, and they said, you know, it is April 1st, April Fool's Day. You might want to check on that. So, they have a lot of faith in me. So, I do want to thank a lot of people, players, coaches, administrators, both past and present. You wouldn't be here today without you guys. None of us would. Some are here. Just can't thank everybody, but Drew Richards, Tim Brown, Matt Powell. I don't know how many wins those guys got me, but it was a lot. So an unbelievable amount. I got two coaches here today I want to thank for them being here, Jonathan Felton and Matt Powell. Do a great job for me, and appreciate them. And then my administrative team, so supportive, and they're here. Can't say enough about that as well. I'd like to thank the coaches and mentors that shaped me as a coach. I started out, my brother was assistant coach, Gary Gorman. He can't be here today, but had a big impact on me. My high school coach kicked around, played college basketball for Marvin Walker and assisted by Gary Stanfield. Just great coaches. Really, probably the reason I'm a coach today is because of those guys. Also like to thank just a small group of people, because we forget this. Coaches like Lennis McFerrin, Steve Burke from the Southeast Missouri area, Steve Hunter, Jay Osborne, Skip Brock. They'll expose every weakness you have as a coach, and you will learn to grow in that profession, or you won't make it. So thank you guys for making us all better. I'd like to thank my family. I have a large family. I'm the last of 10 kids. I do have one brother and a sister here today, so thank you for making that trip. Numerous other family members and friends. So a couple other ladies I want to thank. Aunt Oba, it's my wife's aunt. She's 100 years young, sitting right back there. Missouri. She's taught for 40-some years, and if you could spend 30 seconds with her, your life will be forever changed. So, my mother-in-law, Darlene Reeds, with coaching and having two kids, our life's crazy. We only have one parent left alive, and she's great. Probably couldn't do everything we do without her. And then my family, my daughter Gracie, she's 12 years old. I hear some of you other coaches talk about your daughters, but she can tell me who played good, who didn't play so good, maybe who shouldn't have played so much, and what was this play that you're running that was working. I mean, she's interested in all that, and she's going to be a player. Basketball, volleyball, there's no doubt. And I look forward to watching her grow. My son Marcus, who was a freshman this year, started for us on the varsity. Probably the reason that I'm so excited still coaching at this age is having him on my team. He had a great year for us, and he's going to be a special player. Excited about having him. And then, of course, my wife Shelly of 25 plus years, great coach's wife, great mom. I would say she's the biggest Wildcat fan that you could be. Something happened this year, I think she started taking steroids, because when Marcus started playing, she became a really good fan. And she doesn't weigh much, but she is quite the fan. A little about myself. I grew up in Licking, Missouri. Big family, parents instilled just the core values in us, be responsible, work hard, be honest, and you'll succeed. Moved to town when I was 6, so got more opportunities than some of my siblings did. Was part of great cross-country track teams, great baseball teams. We finished second in state, second in baseball and basketball my senior year. Very, very happy to be in such a community where sports were important. But basketball was my love, and that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do my entire life. Went to play college basketball at Drury, and played for Marvin Walker, assisted by Gary Stanfield, and what great people to play for. Coach Walker was a great coach. Coach Stanfield, amazing. He has a drill for everything. If I need basketball advice today, Coach Stanfield's the guy I call. Right out of college, got my first job, Bourbon High School. I got to play against Coach Jenkins quite a bit too. He was coaching, I was playing, so he's a little older than I am. Got my first job at Bourbon, 1987. Went there. They had never played for a district championship, not in the history of their school. They had no district blacks. First year we go 23-6 and win the district championship. We win 3 in a row. Obviously, you have success, which is crucial for anybody that's going to win a lot of games. You got to move when you start out small schools. And so Festus called. Said they had a good team coming back, but they were pretty good. We went 30-1 and won a state championship. So, if it hadn't happened at Bourbon, it wouldn't have happened at Festus. And so, feel very fortunate just for that opportunity. From there, went to Cape Central High School. Spent 5 years, seemed like 10. It was a good job. Really taught you how to coach. First year we won eight games, and go from 30-1 to 8-19. You get humbled in a hurry, and realize that you're probably not as smart as you thought you were. You might need those players back, but it ended up being a good job. Stayed 5 years, and then was able to come to Southwest Missouri, which was home. Came to Logan, Rogersville High School, where I've been the last 17 years. Replaced Hall of Famer Gary McDaniel. People say, why would you want to replace a guy like that? I'm like, I'd way rather replace a good coach than a bad coach, because you replace a good coach, program's in order, and you can run with it. Replace a bad coach, you got a lot of work to do. So it's been an awesome place for me. It's helped me grow professionally. Been there 17 years, been the athletic director. Wonderful place to raise your family, and wonderful place to work. If I had to pick just a few highlights throughout my career, I think that first year at Bourbon, winning the district championship, we're playing South Callaway, and we're seeded 2, they're seeded 1. They have a pretty good coach. At the time, I thought he was a good coach. Didn't know how good. Jerry Bisher was on the other sideline. He wins 802 games, I think, in his career. We're down 7 to start the 4th quarter and come back and won. And so, I mean, that still sticks out in my mind as just something that was great for that community, great for that school. Obviously, talked about the state championship team. That has to be a highlight. Go 30-1. My football coach at Logan, Rogersville was Doug Smith, and he was my assistant coach at Festus. He's a football guy, but he's helped me coach. He did a great job, and he's still mad at me today because we were about 18-0, and my high school team was undefeated, and we lost in the district final. And I said, I'll never take a team into postseason undefeated. And so I told him, like, we're done preparing. I said, we're going to show up, we're going to play, and we'll lose. He goes, you can't lose a game. And I'm like, well, if we win them all, it's not going to be because we prepared. So it took about 3 games and we lost. So we lost. Our guys refocused, and from there, played great throughout the postseason. Had a couple of close calls. District championship game we could have lost. You got to be lucky. Quarterfinal game we could have lost, and smooth through rolled through the state semifinals and finals, and ended up 30-1. And he says today, being the football coach, you know, we should have been 31-1 and been in the Hall of Fame because you blew it. He reminds me of that about once a week. So. And he might be right, but I think that's undue pressure for kids. It was back when I played. We got a couple guys here today that played. We heard about the Hansborough boys beat Poplar Bluff in the Tournament Champions 2004. Both those guys are playing in the NBA. Timmy Brown made a long 3. We won 43-40 in the semifinals. That's a highlight. And then this year, getting the 500th win, we beat Glendale on Wednesday night. Republic, who won the state championship this year, we beat them on Friday night, 49-47, double overtime, and then turn around and beat Ozark on Saturday. So that's about as good a 4-day stretch as maybe I've ever had in my career at Rogersville. So it's been a great career. I had great jobs from day one. You don't get up here without having great jobs. Great jobs move to other great jobs. So that's why I'm here today. What do you need? What makes great jobs? You got to have players. I've named just 3 back there that's great players. I've coached many all-state players, many college players, and you just don't win without them. You can be a great coach, but you got to have great players. You got to have community support. Got to have administrative support, and then if you surround yourself with as good of people as you are, great coaches, you'll be successful. So that's been my philosophy in winning, and it's worked for us. You know, just go back, kind of in closing, I coach because I love the game of basketball and I love kids. Probably different than all coaches. You know, I think all of you could describe yourself one of 2 ways. I love to win more than I hate to lose. Some coaches hate to lose more than they love to win. I think if you love to win more than you hate to lose, you're a happier person. So, and that's what I am. I love winning. So try to have an impact on all my players and students' lives, and try to develop relationships that last for a lifetime. It's been fun. The last 26 years coaching all those guys, I hear from a lot of them, you know, weekly, monthly, whatever, sometimes yearly, but you develop those relationships and they're your friends forever. So again, I'd like to say I'm honored and blessed, and thank you, MBCA, for having me today.